If you're a renter in California facing eviction or worried about eviction, this video breaks down exactly what the process looks like in 2025. I'm going to walk you through each step, your rights at every stage, and the critical changes that just went into effect this year. Let's dive in. First, what's new? As of January 1st, 2025, Assembly Bill 2347 doubled the time you have to respond to an eviction lawsuit. You now get 10 business days instead of 5. That's excluding weekends and court holidays. If the notice was served by mail, add another 5 days. This matters because it gives you crucial extra time to find a lawyer, understand your rights, and prepare your defense. This is one of the biggest changes to California eviction law in recent years. Before we get to the steps, you need to understand that in California, if you've lived in your unit for 12 months or more, your landlord must have just cause to evict you. They can't just kick you out because they feel like it. Just cause breaks down into 2 categories. At-fault reasons, not paying rent on time, violating your lease, like having unauthorized pets or subletting, damaging the property, disturbing neighbors, using the property for illegal activities. No-fault reasons. The owner or their family wants to move in. Major renovations that require the unit to be vacant. Taking the unit off the rental market permanently. Here's the key. If it's a no-fault eviction, your landlord must compensate you for relocation costs. This is required under the Tenant Protection Act. Now let's walk through the actual process. There are 5 main steps. Your landlord must first give you written notice. The type depends on why they're evicting you. 3-day notices, pay rent or quit. You have 3 calendar days to pay the exact amount owed or move out, cure or quit. You have 3 days to fix a lease violation, like removing an unauthorized pet. Unconditional quit. For serious violations, you must move out, period. Longer notices and 30-day notice if you've lived there less than a year. 60-day notice if you've lived there a year or more. 90-day notice for some subsidized housing. The notice must include your address, the exact reason for eviction, and what you need to do. If even one required detail is missing, the entire eviction could be thrown out. If you don't pay, fix the problem, or move out by the deadline, your landlord can file what's called an unlawful detainer complaint in Superior Court. This costs the landlord between $240 and $450 in court fees. Once filed, the court will review the paperwork, schedule a hearing date, assign a case number. The landlord then has to legally serve you with a summons and complaint. This can't be done by the landlord themselves. It must be done by a process server, sheriff, or neutral adult over 18. Remember AB 2347? This is where it kicks in. You now have 10 business days to file your written answer with the court. This doesn't include weekends or court holidays. In your answer, you can raise defenses like, the landlord is retaliating against you for requesting repairs. The eviction notice was improper or incomplete. You actually paid the rent. The landlord is discriminating against you. The property has major habitability issues. Critical warning, if you don't file an answer within those 10 days, the landlord can get a default judgment, and you automatically lose. Don't miss this deadline. If you file an answer, the case goes to a hearing. Both you and your landlord present evidence and arguments to a judge. You can bring rent receipts or bank statements, photos of property conditions, communication records with your landlord as witness testimony. The judge will decide if the eviction is legal. If you win, you get to stay. You might even recover your legal expenses. If you lose, the court issues a judgment for eviction. If the landlord wins, the court issues a writ of possession. This gives you a final deadline to leave. If you still don't move out, the sheriff will physically remove you and your belongings. Your landlord cannot change the locks, shut off utilities, or force you out themselves. That's illegal, and you can sue them for it. The entire process typically takes 30 to 45 days if you don't contest it. If you do file an answer and go to trial, expect 3 to 4 months, sometimes longer depending on court backlogs. Recent statistics show that 90% of landlords have attorneys, but only 10% of tenants do. This is why it's so important to get legal help early. Let me be crystal clear about your rights. You cannot be evicted without a court order. Your landlord cannot lock you out or shut off your utilities. If you've been a good tenant for 12 plus months, your landlord needs just cause. You can't be evicted in retaliation for requesting repairs or reporting violations. And you're protected for 180 days after exercising these rights. For no-fault evictions, you're entitled to relocation assistance. Also, Senate Bill 567 strengthened penalties for fraudulent no-fault evictions. If a landlord lies about moving in but doesn't actually do it, they can face fines up to 3 times the actual damages. If you receive an eviction notice, here's what you should do immediately. 1. Document everything. Read the notice carefully, take photos, save all texts, emails, and letters from your landlord. 2. Check for errors. Is the notice missing required information? Wrong amount? Wrong dates? These mistakes can invalidate the eviction. 3. Get legal help. Fast contact legal aid organizations in your area. Many offer free services if you qualify. Don't wait. 4. Respond by the deadline. Even if you plan to move out, file an answer to protect your rights and give yourself negotiating power. 5. Know your local rules. Cities like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Sacramento have additional protections. Look up your local tenant rights ordinances. Here are some key resources. Legal Services Corporation funds free legal aid for qualifying tenants. Your county's self-help center at the Superior Court offers free forms and guidance. Tenant rights organizations in major California cities provide advocacy and support. Remember, time is critical. The moment you get that notice, the clock is ticking. The California eviction process is complex, but understanding each step gives you power. Whether you're facing eviction now or just want to be prepared, knowing your rights can make all the difference. If you found this helpful, subscribe to CA Tenant Rights Explained for more videos breaking down California housing laws in simple terms. Drop any questions in the comments, and I'll do my best to point you in the right direction. Remember, you have rights. Use them.